have Troy, we have Marcos, and we have Gavin. And like I said, they're all using them differently. We also have our wonderful moderator, Carissa. So I'm going to hand it over to you. No problem.
So basically this is going to be a Q&A for you guys. What we wanted to is because Christina and I were really impressed by what these three gentlemen were doing with their digital marketing. And we wanted to highlight that because it's here in this local market. Like, we love Greg and he's awesome and what he has to say is awesome, but sometimes it's easy to be like, well, you don't know because that's your job, or you know, like you can kind of get caught up in the thought processes behind it. So these gentlemen are doing it. And so if you have any questions, I am going to do just a quick highlight of some of the stuff they do so you can get an example. So we'll start, I've got Marcos here.
Can I intro this first though?
Here, we'll do mics, just in case.
So I emailed this video to Carissa like 5 minutes ago because there are, like when you get started doing social media marketing, you can't be scared to be silly. You can't be nervous that your hair is messed up. You have to just dive in and make mistakes. Greg said there's raw footage, there's edited, produced stuff, and there's live. So this is a video I did on Snapchat Story 3 years ago. And don't judge me based on this one video. I do the edited, like really cool, fancy stuff too. But I wanted you guys to see this video so that you can see you can be silly. You gotta be yourself. You gotta be you.
Is this kind of your video origin story right here?
Video,
Is this
no.
like the first one?
No. This is not part of my mini series. This is like 3 years ago. I was sitting at an open house, and I wanted to be kind of funny because I feel like many realtors can take themselves too seriously, and that just gets boring and lame. And if you're the consumer, you're like, all these realtors are super stuffy and whatever. So the intro to this is that you're allowed to be silly, you're allowed to have fun, and it doesn't have to be perfect, as you'll see from this. Okay guys, I put my signs out on the street, I have an analysis, I have a flyer for the property, business cards, and I even brought cookies. Let's sell this house today. Because any minute now, people are gonna start showing up to my open house. I put 10 signs out, and I even posted this on Facebook, so any minute now, guys, just be ready. Okay guys, nobody showed up yet, but it's okay because I've only been here 20 minutes, so no big deal. So I'm just gonna have a cookie. I'm going to sell the house today, I swear. Well, I would make money and sell the house today, but I couldn't sold out.
That's funny.
And then,
That's really awesome.
Do you have one that you prefer? I show really quickly, Greg, pull up.
What kind of video do you want? Do you want one of our property videos, or do you want?
What do you want?
You know what? Go to Class ABQ in YouTube.
Okay.
That's me.
Really? Do you want that one?
That's yeah.
Let's do Rachel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Mullaney and this is Gavin Mall. We are Casa ABQ, brokered by eXp Realty, and we're excited to show you a new Rio Rancho North listing.
If you've got hobbies or toys, this is the house for you. It's all business up front and party in the back.
Bring the kids, bring your friends. This place is perfect for entertaining with tons of natural light. It's completely open. It's going down for real.
So you got a boat, an RV, maybe some supercars. Maybe you got it all or need a workshop. Either way, you've got space for hobbies and entertaining. So my name is Gavin Mullen. I am with eXp Realty, and my team brand is Casa ABQ. The gentleman in that video is actually my business partner and good friend, Kevin Mullaney. And we launched Casa ABQ September of last year. And that first video that you all saw, where it shows all of Albuquerque, is how we introduced our team brand to our market. And if you notice, it says nothing about real estate, right? And the purpose of that was to make sure that it was a lifestyle video to introduce a brand and start to solidify a certain look and feel with our client avatar, which we can talk about later. And then we also do a ton of property videos. We did one on Monday. We usually do them on any of our listings that are above a certain price point so that we can justify the cost. And then on top of that, I have my own personal brand, which is also on YouTube, and I'll kind of talk about why I segment those out, and I don't just harp entirely on real estate when it comes to all of my social media presence.
Great, thanks. So we're gonna hand it over to Troy. You're gonna introduce yourself, and then I'll go to your live.
My name is Troy Rivas. I work with Home Authority Real Estate. I have my own team, Navigation Realty Group. We've had it for almost about a year now. We do a lot of social media, kind of like all the gentlemen up here. It's good to put content out that calls in action. Not just, hey, I'm in real estate and I'm the best because I sold X amount of houses. We want to provide some content for not just your seller, if you're doing a specific house, but for the community, etc. Kind of showcasing that. You get a lot of downtime usually in open houses, so you can pull up your phone and not play Candy Crush. It's easy to do a quick video, just a tour of the house. It could be, I know it's the fear of how do I look, how do I sound. They touched on that. You look and sound exactly who you are, and just go around and I do little quick videos of the house I'm kind of presenting. And then at the end I talk about the time frame, and if you can't make it, then let me know, send me a message. So that's kind of one of the videos that I think we're showcasing today. So there's that.
I'm Princess Jean here in Uptown. Let me
This
turn
house
this
is still
camera
listed, by the way,
around.
guys.
Enough of me. Let me come over here, and you can see this wonderful house. The stucco is freshly painted. Nice manicured, landscaped front yard, mature trees, both front and back. Nice driveway there. And let's go take a look at this house. Very warm home here. Nice living area, open to your kitchen. Nice little built-in there. Look at this great kitchen. A lot of natural light, a lot of cabinetry. Potential bar top area, little buffet there. gas stove, built-in microwave, dishwasher, the stainless steel appliances to convey with the property. But a really good sized kitchen, nice large tiles, and the wood laminate floors really fill this space very nice and warm. Here's your dining area. So you do have your own kind of formal dining area right off the kitchen. It's private to the living room, so you can enjoy dinner without watching the television or anything like that. And of course, like I said, it's right off your kitchen. Here's another angle of your living area from the hallway. Windows are updated. You got dual pane windows. Yeah, it's kind of low. It's still on the market, under $200,000, just price reduction.
Okay, so we do have some questions prepared, but we would obviously prefer to hear from you guys. If you have a question, please feel free to raise your hand. Christina and myself are happy to help answer questions too. We just want to speak real fast to the ladies of the room. So we have noticed a lot of the ladies in Albuquerque are not doing video. As you can tell, we have an all-male panel, which they're awesome and they're wonderful. But we just wanted to encourage you as two ladies that you can do it. You can get out there. We have made mistakes. I said slide into my DMs on our professional page, which is not
both
professional.
said it. You can find those videos. It's amazing.
It's bad, and we ended the video as we were laughing. So, and just want to say, it's about letting go of, like they were saying, like you look the way you look, you sound the way you sound, and it's just we're all human. And if you were perfect all the time and you're curated, that's why we have so many issues with like this unrealistic expectation anyway. So I just wanted to say that really quickly. So does anybody have any questions for these guys? Yes.
You know, Craig talked a lot about Facebook. You're the only one who uses Facebook. You guys used YouTube. Is there, why?
So I use a lot of Facebook. We are primarily Facebook and Instagram driven on all of our content. I pulled that up because it's just easy to get to and quick. If you notice, there's not a lot of views on there. We simply use YouTube to host our videos and embed them into our websites and all of our other branding, okay? As far as our actual advertising and all of that, it is all primarily through Facebook primarily, and then followed up with Instagram.
But you leave a note.
A note?
You leave a note in your Facebook as to the link to the YouTube.
No, we actually upload those videos directly to Facebook. If you go to Casa ABQ on Facebook and our business page, all of those same videos are on there so that they're hosted natively to Facebook. But we have them because it's easier to embed them on our websites and stuff like that. Yeah, we have them on both.
We want to be in as many places as possible.
So that's actually the only video that I have in YouTube. All of the rest of them are in Facebook. All of my professionally edited and filmed are in Facebook. I just showed that one to highlight that it's okay to not be serious. It's okay to be a little bit silly. But that's the only one I have in YouTube.
Cookies any good? They're delicious.
You ate the whole box.
They're all gone.
So for your videos, do you guys have any lead capture software that runs behind it? You know, such as like the way Listing Booster is set up, so you can capture the email address or the phone number off of Facebook. Sorry, and if so, what are you using?
So I like to do a lot of things kind of organically when it comes to my lead capturing. I do have it where it's linked to my website and I can capture leads that way. But I personally hit every person on there, usually their friends, or if it's shared, then friends of friends. And so I'll send a message. I have done video messages like, hey, thank you for watching my property video, et cetera, whatever. And then from there, I try to organically capture that so I can add it to my CRM system or whatnot. But I like to do things very organic. I don't want to be robotic when it comes to, hey, I'm in real estate, buy or sell. It's more of, this is who I am, if we match, we match. If we don't, good luck. There's a lot of great agents out there that can help you out. So that's kind of how I do it. It's maybe an extra step. Usually there's some more automated stuff to do so, but I like to personally kind of reach out to them and kind of go from there. If it's Facebook Messenger or if I have some other contact, other ways of contact.
I do not use any lead capture in the background. I also believe in organic. I'm not a huge fan of smiling and dialing people that I don't know. But that's why I try and throw as much personality into it so that it's less of a commercial and more of a digital handshake, like Greg said, and just reinforcing Marcos Rivera, the realtor, with people that already know, like, and trust me. But but other people do that completely different. Other people make 100 phone calls every morning and are very successful with it, but I do not.
We do both.
We specifically put these videos out, with the normal organic method all the time. And those videos are primarily seen by people that, one, they either follow our business page or they follow myself, my business partner, or somebody else on our team, right? And that's great because the people that we already know can see that we're still active in our market. However, we do also run ads with these same videos that direct to a landing page and capture their information. Now those ads are specifically designed and targeted to capture people and get in front of people that have never seen who we are. They have no idea who Casa is. They've never heard of eXp Realty. They don't know anything other than they just saw a beautiful house, two guys presenting it. It was a little bit more interesting than just a flyover drone video. And then when they click on it and want to get a little bit more information, that's how we capture their information. You're going to see these ads all over the place. And in my opinion, you really need to be hitting both fronts if you want to take advantage of the entire platform itself. We're always going to be advertised at, and the cost of ads today is still really, really low in comparison to what it's going to be probably in the next 5 years. So while that window is still available, we're going to continue to use it.
So you mentioned running ads. So do you run ads on Facebook, and do you do your own advertising on Facebook, Instagram, or elsewhere?
I did go for a run this morning, but.
So we run our ads on Facebook and we run them on Instagram. We run them on the feeds, and then we also run them in the stories. And so when I do videos, I specifically think about that kind of stuff. The way that we shoot our videos, the way that we package them, the timing. It was an extremely steep learning curve, and I'll warn you on this, is that you're gonna mess things up over and over and over until you get it right. But once you get it right, it works very, very well. The key is to try to do it in a way that it's interesting enough where people want to see it, and you're adding enough value that they don't just shut you down right away, right? We're showing them a property in a way that they haven't normally seen, and they're a little bit more interested in it than it just being, a photo of the house. Hey, check out this house we just listed. And that's really how you're going to win, is keeping it entertaining, right? If you want to win on social media, you want to win on media in general, you need to do one of two things: either add value or entertain. And if you could do both at the same time, you're going to crush it.
I don't do ads. You do ads?
Yeah, I do that.
Oh, cool.
I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. You put your content out there, and and Facebook knows, hey, this is an advertisement, and they'll give you, if you pay X, then you get to reach X. And so it's very inexpensive. It's pretty easy. It takes a couple steps. They review it, and then they post it out there. And I probably would say maybe this year I probably got 7 clients from just doing about $200 worth of ads on Facebook. So it really is inexpensive to the return on it. So.
Can I touch on that real quick?
So I'm going to say something that's going to shock a lot of people. I have never door knocked. I have never made a cold call. I have never called an expired. I've never called a FSBO. I've done none of those things ever once in my career, okay? In the first 6 weeks of my career in real estate, I got my first client. In the first 2 months of my career, I spent $480 on ads and generating content, and I was returned by making over $11,000 in commission. And in my first year, I sold 21 homes without doing any of the traditional methods, and it was all because I doubled down on social media, right out of the gate. Like as soon as I was licensed, I went up to the mountains and I shot a video introducing my brand, and it was terrible. It was trash, but I did it. Like it's terrible. It's probably still out there. It's definitely still on Instagram. And I look back at it and I'm like, how did anybody trust this dude enough to buy a house from him? But it totally worked. And I think the reason it worked is they could tell that I was just being my normal self, right? And that's the key is, you know, you are who you are. Double down on it, okay? If you are funny, be funny. If you're not funny, don't try to be, okay? If you're like an analytical person, then be that analytical person and double down on that, because you don't have to be everybody's flavor, okay? You just gotta get in front of the people that actually care.
Carissa, do you have another question, or can I ask a question?
Ask away.
So, and you can just raise your hand, what did you guys come here for? Because we got approached probably in a different way than you guys did. So, why did you guys come today? Were you hoping to learn something? What specific reasons?
I need to sell more houses, and Facebook is the method of doing so.
I don't use social media, and I'm interested in doing so. And so I figure if I hear from other people like you guys, from Greg Fowler, you know, so it's gonna give me some ideas as to how to approach the real estate business, you know, instead of the regular basics that everybody does. So I like what you guys said, and I'm interested in starting something with those two girls there.
I have a follow-up. For me, it was just learning different aspects. I've got 2 Facebook business pages, and putting video and stuff out there. I've done a little bit of shot, same thing. Like you said, your voice is what you are, the way you look is the way you look, just do it. And swaying my wife into getting into it, because she's in that fashion, I don't want to get in front of the video. I'm like, just get in front of the video, who cares? As a matter of fact, I posted a video last night. I made salsa and I think pico de gallo and some stuff, and I went on there and did like Fluffy. I was like, he's doing the donut thing, ooh, it's sexual, I got more likes out of that. I'm like, oh my God, can't they do that when I post a video about real estate?
That's hilarious.
Yes, I would like to learn more about, like I hired a videographer to do a really great, because I had a $1 million listing, so I did this great video. It hardly anyone looked at it, and I'm like, well, what did I do wrong? Well, one of the things I think I did wrong after hearing Greg Fowler is it wasn't embedded. I think it was there, and then when they clicked on it, take them to YouTube. So that I was an eye-opener for me this morning, but I don't know how to embed it.
So my follow-up to the gentleman here is, I think Greg said it and you said it, is that we don't always exclusively post real estate stuff. Gavin, actually, I found out this morning, we all have almost exactly the same car. And we all love the car that we have. Talking about it, we talked about it for 30 minutes this morning, how many headaches it's given us. Gavin had to come run some codes on my car last week. So we're car guys, we love cars. I post about my car, I talk about cars, I even made a joke about my car because we have almost the same car. I posted a picture of them.
Mine's faster.
His is faster, okay. His is faster, his is bigger. Okay, I'm selling mine in a month, after a month of owning it. But I posted a picture of ours together. They're both two-door black BMWs, and I did a poll, and I said, this is a funny thing, I said, how many headaches are in this picture? And there was only 2 options, 2 headaches or like 157,000 headaches, because our particular engine has a lot of headaches. So post about other things. If you're a car guy, if you shoot hoops on the weekends, if you're in a softball team, if you're at church wiffle ball, or whatever your hobby is, don't just ram I'm Marcos, the best realtor on the planet down people's throats on social media. Do funny, cool stuff. And be yourself, I think, is the biggest thing.
Yeah, I kind of look at myself as 2 separate brands in one. And here's what I mean by that. There's Gavin, the real estate agent, right? Gavin, who does real estate marketing, he has Casa ABQ. But then there's also Gavin, the normal guy, that's into a lot of other things. And so I pretty much go onto Instagram every single day, and there's a story. People know what I'm up to. People know what my days are like. They know a lot about me, okay? And most of them would probably tell you that they know that my first love is cars, my second is the outdoors, and my third is real estate. But real estate's my business, and they also understand that I'm not always going to hammer them with real estate content, okay? I don't do production bragging. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. You know, like, who got like 4 or 5 under contract this week, because that's not what they care about, okay? They want to see that I'm an authentic, real version of myself, and I'm not putting on a front. And that's honestly the biggest and best tip if you're ever going to get on video, is just be a true, authentic version of who you are. What do you like to do? What are you into? People want to know that kind of stuff. And so other car guys, they'll talk to me about real estate, but they're also going to talk to me a lot about cars, right? Outdoor people, they know that I like doing outdoor stuff. And then when real estate becomes a thing, they're going to ask me about it. So a good example is this. I have a guy named Derek that's been following me on social media for about 5 years now. He knew me before I got into real estate through social media. We've never met each other, but he has been conversating with me about doing outdoor things in Albuquerque and around the area for 5 years, because he knows that's what I'm into. Now he and his wife want to buy a house because they're getting married, and we've never met each other. And I'm going to his wedding tomorrow. People will make a connection with you over social media if you don't realize it. They say that it creates people that are antisocial, and that's entirely wrong. We just socialize in a very different way than we used to 10, 15 years ago, and you really need to double down on it, because those friendships are real, whether they're through Instagram, Facebook, and that kind of stuff or not.
Just to touch on that a little bit, on a different way to look at it, like these gentlemen said, be yourself on social media. I have 2 boys. I love the outdoors. I love traveling, and you're going to see sports. Go Ravens. You're going to see. There we go. You're going to see some real estate and my family, and that's it. And it's because they want to know who you are. They want to be organic. And the other thing outside of it is there's so many factors that are happening as we sit here that's trying to get rid of us as agents. And people want to still have that personal touch. They don't want that robotic agent. They can sell their house on Zillow, or they go here and reduce commission there, do all this other stuff, but they want to use us. They want to use Gavin and invite him to his wedding because they know who he is on social media. And don't feel like, the other thing is, like, I don't want to bombard people with just real estate. Just be organic. You don't have to post, hey, I sold 22 houses last month, pick me. Just post stuff that's organic, that's who you are. If you're a buyer's agent, say, hey, I'm helping this buyer out. If you're a selling agent, go to a house, even if you don't have any listings, someone in your office has a listing, go there, and just be organic. It doesn't have to be something, this high value production. Just show up and just say, this is who I do, and then post sexual salsa videos. I mean, it's, you do whoever you are, be that, because there's so many factors that's trying to get rid of us. And I think the thing that's holding us together is people want to talk to someone. Mortgage. You have all these online mortgage companies that people are just going on, oh, I got a Rocket Mortgage, got something. But they want to talk to people. They want to sit down and see you face to face. And I think the same thing with agents. So let's be us when it comes to social media.
I think I saw his hand for a while.
Got kind of a set of nuts and bolts questions for Gavin on that one house walkthrough. The production on that and how it was filmed and everything was quite good. Are you licensing your soundtrack? 1. Number 2, what was the number of hours of production time if you did it yourself, or your cost if you paid for that to be done, to shoot it, edit it, upload the whole thing just for that one house? And then I saw that there was just a handful of views on that one house. So I'm trying to determine the offset, cost and time, handful of views.
Okay.
So to shoot that video took my business partner and I about an hour. We didn't shoot that video, okay? And what I will encourage you to do is if you're gonna shoot a video like that, bring in an expert, just have them do it. It's worth it, because you're gonna spend a ton of time editing, shooting, setting up camera rigs and all that kind of stuff. And you also probably don't have the equipment, and you don't wanna spend $5,000 on something that you're gonna try, okay? The cost of those videos depends on the property, and it's anywhere from $600 to $1,500 a video. So you need to make a decision on what kind of properties and at what price point of these properties are you going to be offering that kind of marketing, okay? And that's something you have to determine based on your current level of production and what is the actual, cost benefit of doing a video like that. Now, as far as views, like I said, we don't really use Instagram, or we don't use YouTube for anything other than just getting those videos on our actual website. You want to go to CasaABQ.com real quick?
Yeah.
This is, just so you have an idea, this is exactly what it's doing.
Oh, I think the actual website.
Yeah, just
Oh,
CasaABQ.com.
I'm still on Facebook, so sorry.
No worries. Scroll down. It's just to do that. It's literally just to do that and look pretty on our homepage. Which, to be honest, nobody ends up on our homepage. Okay, they end up on actual property pages. Is where they end up on landing pages. Okay. Now, if we take that same video and we turn it into an ad that is then targeting a certain specific group of people, then it's an entirely different ball game. I can't log in, and I'm never going to log in and show you the back end of our analytics. But I can tell you that we sold a property in the Heights in literally 3 days because we put a very modest ad budget behind it. And in one weekend, 12,000 people in Albuquerque saw that house. And we drew an offer in 3 days. So that's really where the power of that video comes in, is for us to use it as an actual advertisement. We just put them on here just so that it looks pretty. So there's really not a whole lot of views on YouTube. Now, I have my own personal YouTube. That's an entirely different situation, but I can tell you that YouTube is a very steep learning curve. You're gonna post a video that you think is great, and you're gonna spend a ton of time and hours on it, and nobody's gonna watch it. And you're gonna have to just keep pushing through until you get one that people actually start to pay attention to, and you're gonna have to just keep grinding and creating videos until you actually get a little bit of traction.
Licensing of the soundtrack?
Oh, soundtrack. There's a ton of different places you can get uncopyrighted music. Epidemic Sound is really good. There's artists on SoundCloud that you can get music from. There's also Soundstripe is really good also. And then there's also a couple of YouTube channels specifically that you can get unlicensed music from. Just literally type in no copyright sounds, no copyright music, and there's tons of music out there that's actually really high quality and you can use it on your videos. You may just have to tag it somewhere in the back end of the video, but you're free to use it and you won't get flagged, because I've seen people do that. I did that honestly on the first videos that I ever created beyond real estate. I put on a really cool track, right, that I liked, pulled it right out of my iTunes. I put it up there and it was on there for 5 seconds before it actually got flagged, and then I had to re-edit the entire video. And it's really discouraging when you spent 4 to 5 hours on something that was 60 seconds long and nobody saw it. But that's the kind of stuff that you face, and that's why we're telling you this stuff, so you don't make those same mistakes.
Sorry, I did videography with the wedding team. So actually on YouTube, like he was saying, and like the YouTube studio, there is like, I think it's called Studio, in the Studio Beta, there is actually, like he was saying, a place you can click that YouTube has a collection, and they're generic, like they're what you hear if you watch a lot of videos, but it's a good way to get started.
I think just be careful though. If you start shooting and editing, you can spend your whole day editing a 30-second video and not sell a house or even get close to selling a house. So I think the people in this room are best at selling houses, talking to people. Hire that out. You could probably find somebody for $500. My cousin does mine. He gives me an insane deal. I think for the public, he does like $600 for a video. find somebody to do that, and you do what you do, and let the video and the sound people do what they do.
So we should call your cousin and tell him you should.
Sure. Yeah, because then my next 3 are free. So yes.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, and if can I say something? So kind of what I was getting at is if anybody is, oh, and Gavin said something also about logging onto Instagram and seeing stories. This isn't my quote, I don't know where I got this from a long time ago, but facts tell, stories sell. So if you're, I like how Greg put it, if you're beating your chest saying I'm the best realtor on the planet, it doesn't matter. You can do production bragging, you can say I sold 25 houses last month, nobody cares. Tell a story. Tell a 30-second to 90-second story. My stupid cookie story, people remember that and they say, are you the cookie guy from the open house? And I'm like, yes, that's awesome that you remember that. But if you can do a story, like even on, so they're both telling stories. It's a very warm house, the nice dark flooring fills the space, you know, stainless steel, a nice family might live here, so on and so forth. Tell a story and people will remember that. Like even if you watch BMW commercials or Subaru has a great commercial right now where the couple is like in somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. They walk into a fishing shop and the tour guide is blind. You guys might have seen this commercial.
Yes.
And they sit and they're looking for a specific fishing spot and he goes, well, that one's not on the map, but I'll take you there. And they get in their Subaru, they're driving through the mud, putting it in 4-wheel drive, and they arrive at this destination that you wouldn't have found by looking at a map. You found it by walking into this tiny little mom and pop fishing store and the blind tour guide with a beard down to here showed you how to get there. That's a brilliant story and I remember that and I've seen that maybe twice. So facts tell, stories sell. Tell a 30-second story and people will remember that.
All right, I'm sorry, we are running over on time. I want to be cognizant because you're realtors and time is important. So can we just give a warm thank you to the gentlemen for coming up with. We really appreciate your guys' time, honestly. Thank you from us for showing up. Thank you to you guys for showing up. Real fast, Rachel, we're gonna do an Amazon. We have 2 550